Science education, fitness too. Molecular Mom's got it all for you.
Hi everyone, so I'm here today with Christina van Lier. She's the Chief Scientist at MicrobiomeDX. Hi Christina.
Hi.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about what your path was to where you're at now in your career, and a little bit about what you're doing right now at MicrobiomeDX.
Great. So, Amanda, I'm so excited to be here with you today. I'm mom of 3. It's great. I'm obviously just having my first, and so I try to hide the bump a little bit. But I have been in science since high school, actually. So I started my freshman year of high school in a lab in the Cleveland Clinic studying atherosclerosis and apoptosis.
So another Ohio native.
Absolutely. And I just thought as a child, I don't know what was it about programmed cell death that really caught my attention and my love. So I was in science since high school, and then I continued on to college, where I actually was doing chlamydia research, which was a great conversation starter when you're a college freshman. And as of college, I was like, you know what, bacteria are where I'm at. I love bacteria, I love viruses. I think it's so cool how something so small can have a global impact on your system. So I made the decision to go to grad school at the University of Texas Medical Branch, which was
Ohio to Texas.
a huge, huge change.
Leaving the snow behind.
Leaving the snow behind, and all my Ohioan friends were just very shocked that I would want to go to Texas, but I really wanted to pursue high containment research. So I trained up to the ABSL3 level, which was done within 4 years. I graduated with a PhD in 4 years.
So BSL3, that's like, is that the highest containment?
So it's not the highest containment, BSL4 is, but it's one of the highest levels a graduate student can actually work with animals.
Okay.
So I wanted to do animal research, and I wanted to work in high containment. So I was a little, stubborn, and decided that those are the things I needed to accomplish in my graduate school career, and I did it. But that being said, academia and working in high containment is a very aggressive environment. You don't have time to yourself, nights, evenings, weekends, no. You get calls all the time. Freezer's down. Hey, this animal's down. Like, hey, come in and check this out. So I was like, this might not be the way I want to live my life.
Right.
So I started looking into biotech, because as a grad student, as you know, everyone pushes you towards academia, when in reality, the majority of people go into biotech.
Right, right.
And being that I'd been in an academic lab since high school, I knew I had the experience to jump out. I just needed someone to give me the opportunity. So I ended up applying for about 6 months, and then I got an opportunity at...
So while you were still a grad student? Or
So no, I actually took some time off.
Okay.
I took some time off, 6 months, because I finished my PhD within 4.5 years, which is kind of atypical.
That's pretty short.
Yeah, so I finished within 4.5 years, and I ended up with 11 publications, 2 of which were primary authors. It was a great time, but there was no nights, holidays, weekends, or anything like that.
You're working your butt off.
So it was nice to kind of step back and take that breather and reevaluate what I wanted to do.
Right.
And what I realized that I was getting away from in my life is that I wanted to make a bigger impact on humanity. So, a doctor can only take care of one patient at a time. We as PhDs have the potential to help thousands.
Right.
With one great study or one great test. And so I decided I wanted to go more towards clinical testing. And that's when I got involved with Premier, followed by MicrobiomeDX. And MicrobiomeDX is like the natural synthesis between microbiology and clinical testing. So it's a new and developing field. We're still learning a lot about it right now. But it's a very exciting time to be in the field, because there's so many unknowns.
It's exploding right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still lots to learn. It's kind of like that meet between academics and clinical.
Absolutely, because you're still exploring. You're like, oh, this bug's kind of cool.
Right.
But then, is it clinically relevant? We'll see in a few years.
Right. Right. Okay. So you are having your first baby, a baby girl in May.
Baby girl.
Congratulations.
Girls do in May.
So one of the things that I want to focus on with Molecular Mom is, you know, balancing family with career, especially in the sciences and STEM fields. So being an up and coming mom, and you've been in the industry now for about 3 years. What really helped you to decide, okay, now was the time to have kids, or was it just that's a priority?
So I think being a scientist, you know when you're most fertile, and I'm also a very plan-oriented person. So I was like, okay, my PhD's done. I have a stable job. We're stable relationship. Now's the time.
Right.
And luckily enough for us, like, we were able to get pregnant relatively quickly, which was great. And I've always imagined my life as a working mom. And because my mom was a working mom, like, her and I aren't at all in the same field. She's like an accountant, and I'm a biologist, which is weird to her.
It's the same with my mom too.
Yeah, but I mean, I loved having that role model, and so I always want to be a role model to my daughter and to my children to say, you can do whatever you want. You just have to set some boundaries and set some goals for yourself, and then meet those goals.
Right. So, what is your biggest fear or anxiety, or like with being a new mom? You're due here in 2 months. So, what is kind of eating at you right now as that time approaches?
So, I think for a good chunk of my life, I was scared of taking that next leap. And even though I would take it eventually, it would take me a little longer to get there. And I just never want her to feel that something's holding her back, and she can do whatever she wants as long as it makes her happy and fulfilled. And it's just, especially in today's climate where you just see a lot of people being kind of put down, like, no, you can do it, you can and trying to have that positive attitude while still maintaining the reality, like, it's going to take a lot of hard work to get there.
Right. You can't get everything for nothing.
Exactly. And so, getting to the point of where I am, it took many hard nights and weekends and hours where I wasn't sure that I would do it, and then getting it done.
Yeah.
And also being in biotech, there is a little bit more of a give and take with the family versus academia, where you're almost always expected to be working.
Yeah.
Or thinking about work, or, constantly making strides, which biotech gives you the flexibility to still do that, but on your own time. So I'll still think about work on the weekends, but don't feel that obligation to.
Which is probably a big contributing factor to why so many women end up leaving academics.
Absolutely.
Because they can find a better balance if they go in the industry.
Yeah, because I think a lot of women, like myself in particular, I still want to work.
Yeah.
Like, baby girl is going to be a huge part of my life, but I want her to see that you can do it. You can do it both. And, also a big part of my identity has been science. And just to give that up for me, would just not be...
Right. You're a mother and you're a scientist.
Yeah.
You don't have to choose.
You gotta have dual titles. I like the dual titles.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us and for sharing your story. And congratulations again, and best of luck to you.
Thank you, Amanda.
Science education, fitness too. Molecular Mom's got it all for you.